This is Barry Heads with Sharp Counsel. Thanks for tuning in today. Um, we have a sharp snippet, and today's title for the snippet is Where Are We Going? And it's actually a part of the Future series. And in the Future series, we're dealing with the basics of how do we process the future? How do we see it? How do we try to manage it and control it if it's possible? And the difficult thing about predicting the future is that the future is a difficult thing to predict. That's a saying I caught once. The difficult thing about predicting the future is that the future is a difficult thing to predict, and isn't that so right? So today, with where are we going, I want to start off with asking, what is your why? Okay, and our why helps motivate us and helps us in our activity and help us in our consciousness and our intentions. So, what is your why? Whether it's getting out the bed, you investing in a company in the stock market, you investing in a business, you beginning a startup, you putting together a team, whatever it is, what is your why? Um, and when you're working in an organization or if you have your own business in leadership, I hope that you're still inspired to help people, not just get money. I hear these slogans: "Get money," "Wake up and grind." There's so many different um, slogans I hear or terms I hear, but I hope you're still inspired to help your people and not just get money. When I say people, those that are on your team and your customers. Okay. I worked in a few offices where the intention was just to gather piles and piles of money. I must admit, I never stayed there long, even in the Fortune 500 companies that I've worked for, a few of them. And I didn't work for those companies very long because it seemed to be that it was just about gathering piles and piles of money. Now, they were Fortune 500 companies. They probably didn't start off that way, but that was what I received by the time I got there. So, your people, I didn't like the energy that I felt there. But your people on your team and your customers, they can feel that energy. Um, it's not wise to walk around thinking other human beings are stupid because they're not. Your people and your customers feel that. So if you're the lead leader of your organization, um, it's not just about the money. And what's ironic is every now and then, when I worked for organizations and it seemed to be just about gathering piles of money, every from time to time they were exceptional. They were Fortune 500 companies. But the majority of the time, those places that were supremely focused on gathering piles of money, they didn't have piles of money. So it was quite ironic. In essence, money is nice. It's a great tool, but it will not keep fantastic people motivated for very long. It's a great tool. It'll attract clients initially. It'll attract um, customers initially if your prices are low. Money will attract people to your team initially, but it doesn't keep the fantastic people there for very long. They really want to know your why when it comes down to it. They want to know where you're going, especially as a leader in an organization, and why you're going there. There is a there was a Hall of Fame coach by the name of Bill Walsh. He coached the 49ers, which is a team I really don't like. I'm a Buccaneers fan. Go Bucks. um, but Bill Walsh, it was turned out after his career was over, was a Hall of Fame coach. He created a whole new offensive sense system in the National Football League. For those football fans that are listening, you probably heard of Bill Walsh and his what eventually got termed the West Coast offense. So he's famous not only for winning Super Bowls, um, and having a great mind, but he's famous for creating a whole new offensive system. And when he would diagram plays and teach his players plays, he would always say, I heard him once in an interview say, I always tell them, I don't just teach them the play, but I tell them why they're doing what they're doing. What's the purpose behind what they're doing? And he went on to win year after year after year after year. And he went to the Hall of Fame because he knew his why. So if you have If you want, if you want to have a better ability to predict the future, figure out your why. It will sustain you. Don't just focus on the money. Don't just focus on bringing in piles of money to your organization. Money is a good tool. It's a great tool if used in a positive way, but it's not your why. Your why will sustain you. This is Barry Heads with Sharp Counsel. Thanks for tuning in.